The breath sounds and the vocal fry. I cannot breathe. So well done. And a large part of that is what Hyunjin is doing with it. That step. Ooh, those arpeggios. I could go on and on about this. This is a masterpiece. Hi, I'm Jace and this is Foss. And I am a scientist who moonlights as a classical singer and is a former competitive dancer. And I am discovering Stray Kids and giving thoughts, opinions, comments, insight, whatever. The next bunch that I'm going to do is what I'm calling the sexy songs, even if they have more than one interpretation. I am going to start with Red Lights and move on to Escape because those two are connected, and I'll do those in one video, I think, depending on how long this gets. And Railway will come after that, with Drive potentially, even though I have watched the video for it, I do know the song. I didn't have much to comment on when I watched through it. There wasn't anything that particularly grabbed my attention or anything. So without further ado, we are going to start with Red Lights. I have seen it, I have listened to it, I know it very well. I really enjoy it. It's one of my favorites. Well, most of their songs are one of my favorites at this point, but it's got a very different tone, a very different sound to their usual stuff. So let us begin. Oh, also, one thing. Everybody always goes on and on and on about, oh, doing sexy songs and being dirty-minded and whatever. They're grown men. They're allowed. The oldest of them, Bang Chan and Lino, are around the same age as I am. And, I mean, I'm married. A lot of people my age, my friends, are getting married or starting families or whatever. They're allowed. They're adults. Let them be adults. I'm excited for this one. I cannot breathe without you being right by. I love the choreography in this. I'll die. So can you please come over closer, hold me tight right now. Okay. First of all, lots of really cool effects. Just go back to the beginning and I'll pause it as I come across things. The breath sounds. I cannot breathe. The breath sounds and the vocal fry. I cannot breathe. There's a video somewhere of Bang Chan talking about somebody making a noise like a frog. And then commenting that it's a sexy sound and that it's something that they put in from a producing perspective. It's something that they ask the vocalists to add at the beginning of things when they want a sexy sound. So when I saw that, it immediately made me think of Red Lights and his vocals in that, and whether that's a technique that he used. And yes, because he starts, I cannot breathe. He starts with vocal fry. I have quite a lot of vocal fry in my voice when I'm speaking because I tend to speak much lower than is a very comfortable range for me. This is where my voice is comfortable, but yeah, I tend to talk down here because otherwise people don't take me seriously, and you can hear the vocal fry in my voice. So yes, that's one thing. I cannot breathe without you being right by my side. I'll die. So can you So that is very clever. They've shot that backwards with the chain being pulled off and unwrapping, and then reversed it so the chain seems to be wrapping around the arm as it goes.
I cannot breathe without you being right by my side. I'll die. So can you please come over closer, hold me tight right now. But so lucky we have.
The change to color on that beat. Chef's kiss, fantastic. Also the choreography here with the chain is so good. It's so well done, and a large part of that is what Hyunjin is doing with it and how he's using it. Bang Chan as well, but he's more just holding it than anything else. Right, let's go back.
Without you being right back.
Oh, that movement, the I cannot breathe, and then the locking of the movement and the bounce of the chain on the beat. Very good.
I cannot breathe without you being right by my side. I'll die. So can you please come over closer, hold me tight right now.
Lots of movements on the beat. So heads being thrown back, arms thrashing. Every time there's that strings dum 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 dum. That on that strings chord. That's the beat that they're hitting with the movements, with the choreography. And as far as I know, it goes through the whole video. So they establish the beat with the breathing.
I cannot breathe without you being right by my side. I'll die.
Not that one.
So can you please come over closer, hold me tight right now.
Okay, Hyunjin's body pop there as well, also on the beat. Sometimes they hit the offbeat, so the dum dum da dum da. Bang Chan tends to be on the offbeat a bit more than Hyunjin does, but I can analyze this whole thing so much.
I cannot breathe without you being right by my side. I'll die. So can you please come over closer, hold me tight right now. But so lucky we have 몸부림쳐봐야 there's no answer. 해와 잠들 때까지 뜻했대. I really want.
That step. I love that step, the interaction of the hands and the chain, and then the movement. It's so well done. So he's busy pulling at it around his neck, then he hooks his thumbs under it to get it over his head neatly, and then no, you can't see me, and then grabs it between his arms, and the way he does it, it looks as if it's tightened around his wrists and he's stuck, because he then does the choreography. He fights and spins into it, and then it cuts out, but with the spinning into it, it'll wrap around his wrists, and you don't see that, but it's kind of, your brain knows that that's what it's going to do.
Right now. But so lucky we have 몸부림쳐봐야 there's no answer. 해와 잠들.
And there's the clap noise on that, so it's clap down and then back up again,
Closer, hold me tight.
and then yeah, that body pop there.
But so lucky we have 몸부림쳐봐야 there's no answer. 해와 잠들 때까지 뜻했대. I really wanna know. Yeah.
Standing on the chain to try and get some extra force.
I'm going crazy 빛을 세운다 처음엔 when I close my eyes all I see is red light.
Ooh, those arpeggios. Da-dum-dum, 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 da-dum-dum. They're not quite arpeggios, but the strings in the background. The use of strings is really interesting, and they've got the electric guitars going as well. Symphonic rock and symphonic metal is one of my favorite genres, so this is just like right up my alley.
Lost control. I'm going crazy now. 그 잡을 수 없이 난 다시 또 이 밤을 지새운다. 처음엔 when I close.
The positioning of Bang Chan's head there, reaching certain points on the rhythm of the different bars where the guitar's chords are changing. I could go on and on about this. This is a masterpiece. Everything is on the beat.
다시 또 이 밤을 지새운다. 처음엔 when I close my eyes all I see is red light. 알잖아 널 가만히 둘 수 없는 걸.
So, the use of quiet there as well, similar to in cinema. Shh. It's not held as long as in cinema. Cinema, they have a full bar of rest, but the kind of shh. Silence in music is so good.
그 잡을 수 없이 난 다시 또 이 밤을 지새운다. 처음엔 when I close my eyes all I see is red light.
Oh, sorry. Again, going back to that section, the guitar and the strings. When the guitar comes in, it's got the chords dum 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 dum, and then it goes back up to the start of that phrase, but it's in double time, twice as fast. Dum 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 dum, which kind of builds because you're getting towards the chorus. Electric guitar just ticking.
알잖아 널 가만히 둘 수 없는 걸. 알잖아 널 가만히 둘 수 없는 걸. 도저히 널 가만히 둘 수 없는.
Interesting thing with that. So if you look at the way Hyunjin's hand is on Bang Chan's throat, he's holding the throat in a way that Bang Chan can still sing. So he's holding it tighter on the sides and leaving space in front of the vocal cords, because as soon as you actually put pressure on the vocal cords, you can't speak properly. I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, but because Bang Chan is singing and it's choreography, he's not actually trying to strangle him. Space around the vocal cords.
알잖아 널 가만히 둘 수 없는 걸. 도저히 널 가만히 둘 수 없는. I can feel my love.
And then with Hyunjin, because he's got his own hand over the top, you can't see, and because it's tucked up under his chin, so it's tucked up under his chin, the webbing of his thumb and stuff is resting on his chin, so it looks like the hand is holding tighter than it actually is, but it still leaves the neck available to sing.
도저히 널 가만히 둘 수 없는. I can feel my love. 어둠이 두꺼운 밤. I can feel my love. 알잖아 널 가만히 둘 수 없는 걸.
tortured expression on the face there. Very good acting. Bang Chan's falsetto, so good.
Now, tell me you hate me.
As is Hyunjin's.
But I know you want me.
I know Hyunjin's focus is dancing, but to be able to sing that line while holding your core up is pretty difficult. So with singing, you can see there, that's a flat angle. Singing while lying down or even sitting or being in a funny posture is so difficult. Let me switch so that you can see me. When you're singing, the parts of your muscles that you tense and relax are so important. So most of your tenseness comes from the muscles in here in your pelvic core. So you can see if I'm going to sing, I tense. You can't really see it much, just my pelvis shifting a little bit, but I tense all of the muscles in here. But that, my diaphragm, is not tensed, as you can hear, because I'm making funny noises while I speak. But this is still solid, and I can tense one and not tense the other at the same time. Like, my diaphragm is still soft, and this is not going anywhere. So yeah, singers have really strong cores, and if you're doing something like opera or musical theatre or something where you're performing, where you're dancing at the same time, so if I'm leaning back and trying to sing, let me hook myself on there so that I won't fall. Okay, I'm leaning back at quite an angle. So tell me you hate me, da 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 dum dum da dum bum. I can do that, but it takes a hell of a lot of vocal strength and core strength and everything, which he, of course, has. And something with the arms being up, having your arms up like that, really helps with your core and your vocal stability. So trying to, like, having something in your hands and trying to pull it apart or push out kind of opens up your rib cage and holds it there, which is really helpful for your vocals, and putting your arms out either in front of you or to your sides. So when I was doing my music degree, one of the exercises that my singing teacher often had me do was sing with my arms held out sideways. Drop your shoulders, keep them relaxed, but have your arms held out so that you create space in your rib cage. Yeah, so that's an interesting little bit.
Now, tell me you hate me. 더 이상 널 버틸 수 없어. But I know you want me. 어쩔 수 없어.
Oh, especially that when he's crunched forwards, trying to keep. Deeper and then the drop in. Until the moon falls asleep, even deeper. But the words deeper, and then where he's singing, the melody keeps going down. It lowers. Da 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 dum 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 dee da 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 dee dum. It goes down. It's also the way he uses his voice. So he adds in, it's much less airy, less breathy. They use breathiness of the voice quite a lot. I've seen some of their studio work videos, and you'll often hear Bang Chan asking them to put more or less air into the sound to either make it softer or harsher or whatever. It's a technique that he really likes to use. Yeah, so that's a much cleaner sound. And he's got vocal fry in there as well. Tangled up in the red ropes. That sound go. It's really, really. Hyunjin makes lots of interesting noises. He has a very expressive voice. His live singing may need some work, but that's because it's not his focus. His focus is dancing. He can sing perfectly well. He just focuses more on his dancing and acting and stuff in live performance, and that's fine. But in studio and in recordings, he makes interesting sounds, interesting noises. His voice is unique. His pronunciation specifically, I know he's received criticism for the clarity of his words and whatever historically, but I think his pronunciation is something that makes his voice stand out, particularly on S's. He tends to hold them quite long, almost. It's not quite a lisp because it's not pronouncing s or s or s wrong. He tends to hold his S's a little bit longer, and the way he positions his tongue in his mouth, it's not s, it's sh, s, s. He has a very, it's halfway between s and sh. S, s, s. It's a really, really interesting sound, and I really enjoy it. It's something that I listen for when I hear him singing. And then here as well, he's not afraid of using his voice for expressiveness in a similar way to the way he uses his body for expressiveness. So that da 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 da, that girl, I don't know what the pronunciation is, but it's different. It adds a lot. Yes. So I love the mirrored choreography. I think it's so clever. Ooh, it goes higher than I thought. Go. He's got the vocal fry in the beginning. Go. And then it kind of, he's got a little scoop at the end there. Was that almost sounded like the noise of like a chain when you pick it up and it's all clinking together. No, it isn't, but similar. Amazing. Amazing. I love that. Okay, that has ended up quite long. So I am going to do Escape in the next video. I think I'll do a Sexy Songs Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3. I could rewatch that and make a lot of comments on it differently to what I've already done. I could make so many more comments on the choreography. I could make so many more comments on the artistic choices. I could make more comments on the vocals. I really love these duo videos. If you couldn't tell, they're all really, really good. I need to do Truman and Burning Tires as well. And I'm going to do Escape. But I think the creativity of the two specific people comes out a whole lot more when it's just two people rather than the whole group, because it's the group's sound and everything. But then also there's something about their group stuff. So we can have the best of both worlds. We can have the Stray Kids stuff and we can have the duo stuff and we can have solo stuff, and it's just all amazing. That's that for this one. Bye for now. I will see you will see me next time for